Howdy. Do you know what's really cool? We're getting Shout Factory releases in Australia now. For US audiences, hello, there's a retail store in Australia called JB Hi-Fi. Even for British audiences, fuck it, anyone who's not in Australia, there's JB Hi-Fi. It's a retail store. That's where a lot of people get their Blu-rays, physical media, DVDs, CDs, vinyl, at least for the foreseeable future, until they just discard all of it, because that's what they keep fucking doing. They're really cutting down those selections. However, recently, it was announced a couple months ago that Shout Factory was going to start releasing Blu-rays in Australia, which is insane, because it's like usually we have to import them and they're pricey, and I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to be cheap. A lot of steelbook releases of recent have hit the $70 to $80 price tag for just a standard 4K steelbook, which is nuts. I'm not buying that shit. But this time it was different. The one that I know of was Labyrinth. Labyrinth was released on 4K UHD actually a couple of years ago. I think it was, might have been Studio Canal. I have the old release, which was a basic HDR10 grading and a couple of special features. I think it had the old Blu-ray as well. So your traditional 4K Blu-ray set. However, the Shout Factory version, which has a Dolby Vision encoding, as well as it lists here on the JB website, you get new Q&A of Brian Henson and Toby Froud, a new contact juggling tutorial, you get an audio commentary, and then this too includes a making of, looking back at Labyrinth, the Henson Legacy, and a bunch of other featurettes. I don't know how many of those are on the old one. Where is the old one? Do I have it readily available? Labyrinth. There you are. It was available. It's right there. See, I got the old one, the 20th anniversary edition, which does come with 4K is just a disc only, and the Blu-ray is reordering time. A look back at Labyrinth. Yeah, that's also there. Henson Legacy, Remembering the Goblin King, story. Oh, Labyrinth Q&A. Yep, that's also there, and more. So it's kind of indescript, isn't it? However, this is just, it does have Dolby Atmos, but it's HDR10, not Dolby Vision. So that's the old one, the 30th anniversary. I think I said 20th before, but it's the 30th anniversary version. However, of course, artwork here is the new version, which I was like, well, I'm not going to buy that because, you know, I enjoyed the film, it's fun, but I have no real reason to buy it. But apparently, someone actually on the JB Hi-Fi page on Facebook recently commented they got a copy of it. They were like, actually, it looks a lot better, and you get new special features. It is just the exact same as the US version, which they didn't have, except it's better than the Australian version, the local version, which, who actually produced this? Is it even going to say? It just says Sony. Yeah, it's just Sony Universal, so not much to write home about there. The thing is, I don't know, I'm trying to find any other things under the label of Shout, because I looked up Shout Factory, and of course it just looked up the word factory, and I got Willy Wonka. I look up Shout with an exclamation mark, I get Princess Peach. I don't know how to look up Shout Factory at JB Hi-Fi. Let me look up Shout Factory JB Hi-Fi and see if they have an actual web page about it. No, I don't want to go to JB Hi-Fi, Dandenong. It's just not going to tell me, isn't it? Man, that sucks. Can't even look this shit up. Just a few scenes from the latest Shout Factory release of Labyrinth of Dolby Vision, and for me it's definite improvement over the previous 4K disc, which was a HDR10. It's got me thinking, are we suckers for buying discs without Dolby Vision, yada yada yada. Thank you, Jeremy Higgins, for your post on Facebook. Adrian Maguire, who actually runs the page, who's a subscriber of mine actually, hello Adrian if you're watching, was posted about it in July, emphasizing that the new 4K, but it's getting a DVD also, so there's no separate Blu-ray release in Australia, it's just a 4K Blu-ray combo, which I much prefer anyway. The Sony version, which I have, is out of print. I think, so Dark Crystal is apparently the other one that we're meant to be getting. That seems to be about it. Fade to Black and Dog Soldiers will be released by Shout Studios as well. So that's also interesting, yeah, because I think there was a brand new 4K of Dog Soldiers, which I've already got the second sight version, so Fade to Black, on the other hand, I do not have, so that could be really interesting. So there's a couple there. It's just a curiosity in general, the fact that in Australia we're getting these releases, and I know that JB in New Zealand actually has been getting some, as well as like Criterions and some other things, because of licensing. The New Zealand people are actually able to sell like imports, whereas in Australia we don't. We don't have like the license to allow us to like legally, at least to allow JB in Australia to legally sell imports like Criterions and whatnot. Although they are very pricey, because those are imports rather than being distributed directly to us. So the fact that this is coming when it almost feels like physical media in Australia was on its way out from JB, and now we're getting Shout Factory releases, is really interesting. Especially because these are pretty new ones. Like, Labyrinth only came out in the past year, I'm pretty sure. And given that we're going to get other releases which are very new to America as well, if we're going to get them at the same time, it would make for less of an import. And the thing is, it was only $40 to get the Shout Factory 4K of Labyrinth, which I was concerned about that. I'm thinking, God, it's going to be like $50 or $60 because it's an import, but because it's distributed directly to us, it's only $40. And I'm actually like, that's pretty nice for a 4K. 4Ks should be maximum $40. There's no reason for $45. Like, steelbooks should be $40. That's what they usually are. Some of them are $50. Depends. Now they're like $70 to $80, which is just like, buy me a shotgun and blow my brains out. I'm not buying that shit. So it's a curiosity that this is happening now, and it's like, I don't know, it's very early stages, so I don't have much else to ride home about. I haven't obviously gotten Labyrinth, the 4K yet, and I probably won't, but I'm happy that people are buying it, so people are obviously going out of their way to just buy movies. I say going out of the way because it's like, most people buy shit during sales. Going out of their way is when it's not sale time. So I'm curious. So obviously for those Australian audiences of mine, let me know what your thoughts are on this, especially if you're more in tune 4K markets for UHD markets, although I'm very hopeful, at least from Labyrinth, that it is a Blu-ray and 4K bundle, so that's just much more enticing in general because it's a bundle rather than just being a 4K only. If it was 4K only, I'd be disappointed, but because it's Blu-ray as well, because of the special features, and because it's Shout Factory, they very much so emphasize special features, at least some of the time, not all the time. It depends on the licensing that some of the films they get. I know a lot of people in America have complained recently for the past couple of months or years. I know Ken at Mid-Level Media has complained of recent that Shout and Screen Factory have been very subpar of their releases, but at least we're getting something in Australia. This is very new, it's very different. I'm excited to see what happens, because if it, I don't know, sells well and they continue producing more, that's great. We could get Scream Factory titles, and that would be absolutely wonderful, because I love horror films on 4K, and I'm curious as to the encoding as well. If we're getting the US encoding, and they're just being shipped straight here, Region B as well, which is nice, unless they're Region 3. I need to look into that as well. I imagine they'd be Region B if they're going to be sold in this market. They'd have to be. But I'm curious as well to know if other brands would get on board. If, like, Criterion noticed that, Shout Factory is selling, and it's selling well in Australia, they might be like, hey, here are our boutique Blu-rays. Like, if JB already has Umbrella and Imprint, which are our local boutique brands, Madman Entertainment and whatnot, then there is enough, I guess, of a category for bigger brands to come in, and maybe this would revitalize the movie market, because once Disney pulled out, we've got like a huge window for basically anyone to swoop in, and no one really did. they just left it as a barren wasteland. It's like, fuck it. And then after like a year or so, they found a bunch of extra Disney stock and just shoved that back in the stores, and now no one really cares to buy it, because most of the people who were buying it have bought it, and those who don't really care have Disney Plus, unfortunately. So yeah, it's very much a curiosity, but I'd like to see what's going to happen, because it's very hard to be optimistic in the Australian market for physical media, aside from the occasional boutique Blu-ray, which usually is already expensive. I'm always trusting on Umbrella to do consistently with their prices, and they are, and I'm enjoying it. But Imprint, on the other hand, what the fuck are they doing? Holy shit. Aside from their standard releases, their premium ones are absolutely fucking ridiculous. So, if I can look at Shout Factory as an opportunity to get something different, even if it is the same encoding from the US rather than like a, you know, UK made, or I mean, I think all the discs are manufactured in Mexico anyway, but like, I know that the like UK has better encoding than the US does. So like if you were to do the comparison of a 4K from the UK or a 4K from the US, one has better encoding than the other one. So that's just a thing, you know. A very particular thing that a lot of us collectors have to deal with is the encoding better. Do you even notice it? Who knows? You know, I don't know if my eye is keen enough for that. I wear glasses, for the Christ's sake. I don't know if my eye is keen enough for anything. But it's just kind of nice, comforting knowing that you're getting the best thing imaginable, but sometimes it can also just be special features, you know? Is it the visuals that you want? In this case, Labyrinth having a Dolby Vision encode, great, but it also has a bunch of special features that are brand new, and fans will love that. So, like fans of Labyrinth and fans of physical media. So, hey, we're all shaking each other's hands here. We're just not dancing on a green screen with a bunch of weirdos. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, if you're excited for more of this to happen. And if you had a Shout Factory release that you wanted to come to Australia so you don't have to import it, let me know down below, and I'll see you kids next time. Adios.